We tend to assume as we get better at what we do, things will get quieter. You hit a certain level of competence, and you expect your mind to finally settle, like a chaotic system snapping into a smooth, frictionless pattern. The reality is usually the opposite. If you look closely at high performers, the internal environment feels far busier at the top than it ever did on the way up. This happens because success adds variables. Your baseline responsibilities expand. More people depend on your decisions, and you have to constantly simulate a much wider array of future scenarios. When that pressure builds, the instinctive reaction is to blame your own character. Most capable people assume this mental noise is a personal failure of discipline, or a sign they just haven't found the right organizational tools yet. This makes generic advice about sitting quietly and letting thoughts pass feel frustrating. It ignores the concrete, structural workload that your brain is trying to manage in real time. High-level mental noise functions as the inescapable cost structure of a demanding life. Look at how your brain manages commitments. Every goal and standard is treated as an active background process, an open loop. Your brain keeps these threads running until explicitly resolved or parked in a credible holding state. It cannot simply delete an active commitment. Ambitious people face a mathematical problem. They generate open threads faster than they can close them. High intelligence multiplies this effect. A sharp mind calculates edge cases and second-order effects. Each calculation becomes a new subthread. Because a capable mind is structurally designed to over-generate these loops, intelligence itself becomes a constant source of internal static. When faced with that wall of static, the reflex for most achievers is to bear down and try to push through it. You've probably felt the urge to sit down and think through the entire backlog of active threads simultaneously, hoping to clear the deck through sheer focus. Attempting to hold and process every variable at once compounds the parallel cognitive load, eventually stalling the internal system. The secondary instinct is to add more complex productivity apps and systems without actually reducing the number of active commitments. Importing an overwhelming volume of tasks into new software creates a highly organized database of anxiety, leaving the underlying mental pressure untouched. Trying to outthink or out-organize cognitive overload without formally closing any loops only adds to the processing strain. The practical way out is explicit loop hygiene. You have to provide your brain with a definitive external system so it can stop tracking every variable in active memory. This only works if your brain fundamentally trusts the external holding place. If the system is unreliable, the mind will keep the thread running in the background as a backup. A protected deep work block serves as a temporary tactical parking state. By dedicating a specific window to one task, you provide the brain with a credible reason to push the remaining threads into the background for a set duration. To build this trust consistently, start with a weekly commitment sweep. Spend 15 minutes listing every single active commitment across work, health, relationships, and administration. For every item on that list, assign a status: done, delegated, scheduled on the calendar, or intentionally deferred with a specific date to revisit. If you take one thing from this, do a 15-minute commitment sweep. List what's active, then mark each done, delegated, scheduled, or deferred with a date. Your mind quiets when threads have a status.